Hi, how are you? Day 8 of self connection. And what I've noticed more than anything is that patience is power. When you self connect on a regular basis for this much, there's no way you can't have patience. You're undoing all of the hurriedness, all the frustration. It undoes itself on its own when you sit with it. People don't sit with their pain, their frustration, themselves, their thoughts, all their emotions. They don't sit with that stuff. They carry it with them, and it bleeds out into everything that they do. You can tell how a person spends their time once you get to know them well enough. You can tell how they spend their time when no one else is looking. It will come out in everything that they do. So if you're self-connecting, meditating, reflecting with yourself a lot, that's going to show in everything else you do. You're going to have the focus. You're going to have the memory. You're going to have the lightness about you. Patience allows you to get more out of life. With the meditation, it allows you to get the full benefits of it. You can allow those thoughts and emotions to arise, and sometimes they're not pleasant at all. And you can watch them drift away. With addictions, instead of going straight to your go-to, and it's not always a substance, by the way, and most of the time it's not. A lot of people are addicted to approval, to feeling bad, to feeling stressed. It's funny, the people who work 9 to 5 are usually the people that love watching the dramatic reality television shows where they're watching other people's problems play out. And it distracts them from their own. But when you turn the TV off after watching a few hours of that, you've got to feel anxious or stressed. Patience shows up when you're listening in a conversation. You have to have some sort of patience in order to have a real conversation. The person who's waiting to just say their piece isn't really communicating to their best ability. Patience in learning a new skill. I had a friend the other day was beating himself up because he wasn't performing the way he wanted to. Even though he had a stressful week, he was tired, and he had not put in the time on the certain skills that he was stressing out about. Instead of allowing himself to just have a moment, have a night, and be okay with that, he was letting himself, he was eating himself alive, essentially. And it wasn't solving anything, it wasn't helping, it wasn't even relieving the stress that he was having. You know, it's real easy to get stressed, get annoyed, get mad, get frustrated in the moment. And it feels good, like we want to do it more, we want to feel more reasons to do it. We think it feels so good, but it doesn't really relieve us. It has to be sat with it in some capacity, or you have to go do something else for it to fade away. And some of that still gets tucked away for later. But when we have patience and we think, why do I feel this way? There's a reason why I feel this way. And then realizing that it's part of something else, but it's not, it doesn't have to be part of you. And that's so much easier to do when you're self-connecting. I mean, unbelievably easier. And like I said, I still have to keep myself in check all the time. I did my meditation later today. I was really tired. I was putting off a nap. Started scrolling through my phone. Started getting scatterbrained. And that kind of turns into stress in a way. And it took me a long time to settle down into my meditation. It took me a good 30, 45 minutes. I did an hour straight, and then I went to go eat something because I meditated and I realized how hungry I really was. Came back and did another 45 minutes because I felt like I really needed it before I came to talk on video for you right now. And I'm so glad I did, because that second 45 minutes, that second set, I should say, really got me calm and reflective. The first hour was really undoing all the anxiety and the hurriedness. I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying to find an umbrella term, but the hurriedness, it's like I gotta do something, but I don't want to get it done. That's the feeling it feels like. It's like I want to go do something, but only to the point where I don't have to get it done. It's like a addiction to feeling incomplete, and I think a lot of people feel that way. Social media and the internet, all those apps and stuff, it is a lot of incompleteness. It's instant, it's constant, it's in your face, and there's very little commitment or engagement to get involved in all that. But when I self-connect, I don't feel the need to do that as much. I check the messages I need to check. I post what I need to post for my business. I reply to the messages I need to reply to. So I'm not ignoring anyone. And then I go about my day. I want to go do something. I want to go play. I want to go collaborate, communicate, be creative, enjoy life, improve the quality of my life and those around me. Feels nice. Feels great, actually. I used to be a person that was glued to a computer screen. I used to be very impatient. And ever since I started connecting, I've had more patience. I'm not saying I have the patience of a therapist, but I could potentially, if I kept going with this, and I will keep going with this. But patience is power. The great Cal Cease inspired me to do these videos and to self-connect on the regular. He once said, the more patient you can become, the faster life can move for you. Because the more impatient you are, the slower everything's going to feel, the less things are going to work out. We try to control everything all the time, and it's kind of pathetic in a way. I know why people do it. I know why I do it and why everyone else does it. Because the brain doesn't want to feel like it's dying by doing something different or not having answers. But when we try to control everything and not let certain things just be, and that's not settling, by the way, because true strength is vulnerability and giving up control to things that you can't control anyways. Just accepting the fact that you don't have control. When we do that, or when we deny that, I should say, is when problems start happening. When you don't accept the moment, that's when anxiety happens. That's when frustration occurs, negative emotions. When you don't accept reality, you can't live. You can't move forward. There's a block within you. It's going to stop you from doing a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying everybody should just take all the cards that they're dealt with and never change anything. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Actually, accepting the things that you can't change allows you, that makes you 10 steps closer to changing what you can. We can't change the way we feel or certain circumstances, where we were born, how we were raised, the patterns that we tend to have, our health. But we can change how we're reacting to things, how we're thinking about things, what we choose to spend our time on, whether we choose to enjoy our lives or loathe our lives. A lot of the advice to keep you safe, the cookie cutter life, I've talked about this before a little bit, it doesn't work. Not anymore. I was just having a conversation today, and I was sharing with someone all the different people that we knew that have college degrees. Not that there's anything wrong with college degrees by any means, but people who had college degrees, masters, PhDs, bachelors, and they were doing other trades of work and spending the rest of their time doing things that they enjoy. So this person I was talking to was talking about someone she knew who had a master's or two in disaster management. Wow, what a field. But chooses to spend his time scuba diving and finding fossils to make jewelry out of the fossils he finds, and selling them. I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like, you can't tell me that person is not fulfilled, is not being creative, is not enjoying their life. There's no way. That's so cool. And then I was talking about how I knew somebody that was in school most of their life, and decided to start dancing for a living. Something that I would never imagine her doing before. But I watched the process of her become more creative, and spends the rest of her time singing, drawing, writing, doing videos. I mean, if you think about it, if more people were more creatively fulfilled, I don't think there would be as many issues as there are in the world. But that requires a certain level of patience with yourself, because you have to deal with the flack from other people who don't understand, and they want to say, why are you doing that? Why aren't you doing a real job? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you getting the college degree? If you can sit with that and realize it's not real, you can be patient with yourself and trust yourself, because patience is trust. It's trust within yourself, and it's trust within the moment and the future. Then you can get to the real good stuff. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Is patience is power. It's true strength. It's being vulnerable to the things you need to be vulnerable to, giving up control to things you can't control, and then getting to the stuff that you can. And it's so empowering. It is so absolutely amazing. And it's good stuff, and it's free. And all it requires is that you do nothing. Isn't that amazing? All you have to do is nothing, and you can have all this stuff. Have a great day, great week. I'll see you soon, and stay sexy for onions.